Okay, I'm giving myself a half-hour stream. And in this half hour, there are 2 knives that I need to sharpen. And if I can't sharpen them in that half hour, then I have to keep them. Which sucks because they're both hot garbage, so. Okay. Let me go get some paper and then we'll get started. Okay. Got some paper. Now let's get a move on. This pile needs to be sharp. In the next 15 minutes. Oh, why am I torturing myself by starting on the 600 grit? And I'm sharpening trash, too. Give me a wipe cloth. A burr already. Well, that's nice. Yeah. Well, I've set up a little challenge for myself. If I can't sharpen this knife and that knife over there in 30 minutes total, then I have to keep them and I can't sell them to the pawn shop. So with that being said, it probably would have been smart to start on the 140 grit side. Or no. That is the 140 grit side. Yep. Damn. Wasn't putting in the work. That explains a lot. Last night, I didn't even check. When I resharpened the Maximate on the Atoma, that wasn't the 600 grit. That was the 140. According to the knife, it is stainless. So it's hot trash. Oh, this feels horrible. Nothing better than a KO stream after work. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that's better than a KO stream after work. I don't sharpen serrations. I don't have the tools to do it. That's why I don't normally buy knives that have serrations. This one was given to me by a pawn shop after it didn't sell for, I think they said it didn't sell for 2.5 years. And they just said I could have it, so I agreed and said, sure, I'll take it. And then kept it in a box for 8 months, and now we're pulling it out to try and sell it to another pawn shop who doesn't know that this thing will never sell. Now the question is, do I take the pocket clip off because that is destroyed? Or do I just leave it on there and then say the end buyer can deal with that? Because I'm thinking presentation is everything. Yep, I think we can all agree on the delete. But yeah, this is mystery stainless. I don't know. It's probably 3CR. Move up to 1,000 real quick, just for the last touch up. Now all I want for this one is $5. Claudemiro. How's it going? Tennessee, what's up? Okay, paper test. There's a chip in the blade. Stropping. It's a lot better. I'm telling you guys, I went so long without trying stropping, and it makes all the difference. It really does. You cleaned your frost trapper. What'd you use to clean it? Oh, this is gonna suck. fine. No box. There's a burr across the whole thing already. That's hilarious. For this knife being a piece of hot garbage, I would agree it doesn't sound terrible. But it's... Well, I swear, yeah, it says Pakistan, so... Tegan, what's up? How's it going? I'm just more surprised that it actually sounds like hardened steel. And not soft garbage. Dents. Not sure how to help with that. You mean pitting? I was gonna say rust dents. You're good. Cliff, what's up? I mean, that's kind of what it leaves behind is craters. So, the challenge is I have like 15 minutes, almost 16 minutes left to have this knife sharp, or I don't get to sell it to the pawn shop. And then I have to keep it. If I have to keep this thing, I'm not going to be happy. I am doing just fine. But yeah, how is everybody doing today? So I think my channel has finally stopped being recommended to teenagers. now that summer's over, the people that are on right now, actually, no, right now everybody would be out of school, roughly. But yeah, summer, my channel was dying. Oh, can I take that off with the... Thousand grit? Well, what do you have in mind? I'll be honest, I'm probably going to agree with whatever Aiden tells you to get. But it all depends on how much you're wanting to spend. Paper. Yay, I get to sell it. But yeah, I'll agree with you. Diamond stones are about the only thing I use. By the sounds of it, I'll be trying out lapping films here pretty soon. I'd recommend, like, if you can't wait to get your knife sharp, then go ahead and buy something. But I'm going to be trying out some lapping films here in the coming weeks. And lapping films are kind of like the Atoma setup, where when it's finally done, you can just replace the film with something else, with another film. Even hot garbage can be sharp. Now, before we bring this yeah, it all depends on how much you're willing to spend. Now, before we go and sell this, polish a little bit. It's got malachite inlays, which are kind of cool, but you know, it's got Pakistan stainless. So, and to think, 20 minutes, 2 knives. Not bad. little bit of polish. So how much are you willing to spend though? Because based on how much you're willing to spend, we can give you some idea of things you should probably be looking for. I think I'm going to start with this end. So I've never messed with the work sharp systems personally, but if he recommends it, I'll probably take whatever he says, honestly. Um, an Atoma 600 probably wouldn't be a bad starting point either. What can you get those for? Like 60? Yeah, I know it's junk. That's why I'm trying to clean it up to sell it. Selling it to the pawn shop so I don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm not sure what all SMKW sells in store. And then again, there's the other thing of you might find it at a better price online. So when you find something you want, be sure to do a little bit of price shopping everywhere. And take shipping in. So I've come up with the average cost for shipping stuff is like $6. So pretty much any price that you see online that doesn't say free shipping, just add like $6 on top of it. That's what I would assume because it works pretty well. Ooh, it's still polishing. Nice. Not terrible. The bottom of the pommel doesn't look great though. But it's not bad either. So we'll set that down. Beautiful. Overpriced. And their quality control's gone down significantly. Pakistan garbage. But once you clean it and make it look nice, people want it for some reason. I'm trying to get like $10 out of it, so we'll see what the pawn shop says. All of that in under 30 minutes. No comment. I've got an option for you. You were asking about case knives. So I have a case large trapper in white synthetic. With one of the, I think, which tip is bent? The clip point is bent. It probably would have made it faster, but then I'd just be wasting the chiefer cut on cheap shit, and it's not worth it. And then I'd have to clean it again. Cleaning that thing isn't fun. Because I don't clean it with that little bar thing, I clean it by hand. Let me go find that case that I was talking about just a second ago. Because I'd be willing to get rid of it for a pretty reasonable price, if you ask me. Yeah. So here's my trapper. They priced them too high. They priced everything in MagnaCut too high. The arc was reasonable, but all their new shit, the handles are stainless. They're not even titanium. I mean, on the upside, they're made in the U.S., but other than that, you start questioning things. Untested MagnaCut, yeah. Has CBRX done a video on them yet? So it's a case 6254 in stainless. And funny enough, they call it stainless, but it has some stains on it, so real funny. But yeah, if you want this, I'd be more than happy to get rid of it for, if you're in the US, which by the sounds of it you are, $35 free shipping. But again, forewarning, the tip is bent. I'll sharpen it though. Ron, what's up? How's it going? So I got a few more minutes, probably like 20 minutes until I gotta head to the pawn shop to try and sell these things. Because I don't want to sell them directly to people because I feel bad for doing that. However, if I sell them to a pawn shop, I was thinking breaking it off, but breaking them off is kind of unpredictable. Well, the only reason I'm doing it was, yeah, the quality control nowadays is pretty sad. Oh, Barlow Brigade, I might have a deal for you though. The small trapper. In chrome vanadium, I think. Yeah. Really, really clean small trapper in chrome vanadium. I'd do that for 30 free shipping. If you want it. This thing needs cleaned though. Sure, I don't see why not. You have way more money than I do. I'm carrying a para 3 in Maximate, a para 2 in S45 VN, a case Sodbuster Jr. in carbon, so 1095. Sounds like a plan. I will send you an email. Just walk up and stab him and steal his shit. Let's pull the nice stuff out. Why not? They're just in my pockets anyway. Some dude came in here earlier and when I was sharpening this, what did he say? He either said trash or garbage or something along those lines, and I'm like, yep, I know. I don't want it anymore. But yeah, Aiden, I'm starting to wonder if this is harder than this. It was so much harder to sharpen this than it was to sharpen that. And I think I told you I made a mistake last night. I was sharpening this on the 140, not the 600 Atoma. So I went from a 400 grit on the Chiefer cut down to a 140, which explains why it was so toothy. I appreciate that, Ron. Let me see if I have any glass in the house that I'm willing to scratch. Because that's the big thing is, am I willing to scratch it? So the downside is there's no part of that blade, like the tip is gone. So I would have to use the edge to scratch it instead of using like a corner because it's DLC coated, and being DLC coated, the DLC is harder than glass anyway. Not terrible. So yeah, Tennessee, if you decide that you want one of these, or this one specifically, send me a message on Instagram. I'd be more than happy to get it to you for $35. And if you would like, it'll be sharpened before I ship it out. So I'll give you a month, 2 weeks. I'll give you, I think a month is fair. A month to reach out. If you decide you don't want it, just tell me and I'll try and sell it to somebody else. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else to talk about at the moment. I need to keep track of people. I can do that in this little book thing that I got right here. Just skip somewhere in the middle area and say the fastbacks aren't bad. And you wanted, or if you want it, is a case what? I will send you an email. Yep. 6254 SS. And today's date is August 15th. And then Barlow Brigade, we'll see you later. Trying to sell shit to people. Case 2307 CV. Yeah, these aren't going up for sale, but you do like Pakistani steel. Do you want this hot piece of trash? I'm kidding, by the way. Okay. So I got 2 cases that people might be interested in. So that's nice. Oh, glass right here. Oh, this is going to hurt to do. It is not harder than glass. This thing's really thick. It's huge and it's going to cost a lot to ship, but it's really thick too. So I'm not sure that I'd want you to be doing that because the thicker it is, the more it hurts to do. Okay, maxim it. The Maximate isn't 67. Oh, wait. Yeah, it is. Never mind. It's like 67, 68 maybe. So yeah, this is like somewhere between 64 and 66. This thing is ridiculous. It feels terrible. You're not wrong. Trying to cut glass with a knife, it feels so wrong. So this is like 67, 68. And yeah, this is 64, 66, somewhere around there. So that's low. That's barely within spec. Oh, knives, I guess. Guess what I won in an auction? First, I want you to guess what I won, and then I want you to guess how much it all cost. A new hat and at least $3. Not bad. So I won a Spyderco Military, a Spyderco PM2, a Native 5, a Para 3, a Tenacious that's half serrated, and an Ambitious. Now guess the price. I gotta resharpen this. At least $3. Well, you're right on that. It was 230 and 60 something cents or something like that. I'll resharpen it when I get back from the pawn shop. This thing's too much of a pain to try and sharpen. And the more I fuck with it, the worse I feel. So it feels harder than this. Because it just slides right off. Like it's not even doing anything. You are pretty good at guessing, I'll give you that. I saw that he had a new video up and I stuck it in my watch later and then I forgot what it was about. What's his new video about? Dude, one of these days you realize he might show up into one of these streams and just say, the fuck? Man, I doled the Maximate. Damn it. That's what I get for cutting glass. Dumbass. The damasity of some people. For some reason, believe it or not, I don't find that surprising. Last night's stream, both streams did really well. I think both streams got over 5,000 views. I'm practicing with the pair of three. I didn't get bit once. Surprisingly. Not a whole lot, Brando. What about yourself? I'm about to head to the pawn shop and sell some garbage. Make a profit. Nope. I haven't been to Walmart yet. I spent all the money that I claimed I was going to be saving to go to the or to get a Sabenza on Spyderco's. But they're all used and they're all in decent condition by the looks of it, so now I just got to get them shipped. You know what? I'll be honest, I might miss out on this one. Every time that I look them all up, they're sold out in my whole state. Look, I'll drop by Walmart on the way home from the pawn shop, but I doubt they're going to be there. Nice. I still think that one dude who called it the whale out, I think that that was a better name. That was peak naming right there. So what do you think of it? I'll be honest, I don't have a whole lot of spare money to be spending on that right now. I just dropped a shit ton on Spyderco's, so the first one was good. That orange one was solid. Yeah, that's why I said the first one. The first one had a good heat treat. The rest didn't. That would be the Gen 2. Ugh. Hot garbage. Cut a shit ton of cardboard really fast, and I'm sure that would heat treat it too. It's called work hardening. H1 does that. Yeah, while we're here, just before I head out, do a touch-up strop on the Maximate. Oh, damn. His is a gas. Consistency is their biggest problem at this point. I mean, other than the rest of their stuff being hot garbage too, but you know, every once in a while they drop one that isn't bad. Yeah, that's what I thought. Funny enough, stropping does nothing to this. It's really weird. This one is very, very weird. It's the whole reason I'm keeping it. I bought it to sell it. Aiden said, give it a chance before you sell it. I said, fine. It's got the weirdest heat treat out of everything in my collection at this point. I don't know if I want an 80 20.5. And you're not wrong. I keep bringing this up because that was the best way of explaining it. This feels like ceramic. And what I mean by that is steel when it's very sharp and you do the side to side test, you won't move much because like you're being very gentle, and if it feels like it's going to cut, you stop moving instinctively. This one doesn't do that. Someone understands what now? Oh. Remember what happened to Maglite? I mean, if you're bringing them up, then I'm sure you do. They said that LEDs were not the way of the future, and they were going to stick with halogens or whatever they used. And guess what? LEDs were the way of the future, and Maglite is a shell of its former self. But it used to be you'd have a Maglite, and you've got the best flashlight out there. You could beat somebody to death with that thing. And now it's the same exact thing, but you know, they gave up. You got a point there. CRKT, take notes. Yeah, this one doesn't really care for paper. It never has. I'm not wearing a watch right now. I haven't headed out today. And I've been streaming for 57 minutes, and I'll be heading out here in a minute. Yep, it loves cardboard and people. It doesn't give a shit about paper. Garbage. This is why I'm going to the pawn shop, is to sell this. I just sharpened it. I think they're about the only company that still buys 4CR. Sell the Gerber. What Gerber? No, I just bought that thing. Chippewa cutlery. Yes, it is a Pakistan-made thing with branding from a company. Obviously. I'm not selling it. I need to do a video on it. I need to do a video on a lot of shit. I have a lot of videos prepped. I need to edit them, but other than editing, they're all ready. Probably. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head out. I'll be back later. But yeah, I need to try and sell some stuff. And then on the way home, I'll go to Walmart and see if they have one of the damn knives there, even though they claim that they don't. We'll see how much money I get. And I got to talk to the owner of the other pawn shop about live streaming while sharpening, or if I can just bring shit home. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll be back on later. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. I will enjoy my time out, yes. And we'll see you later, Brando. Have a good one.